So we're just moments away from kickoff.
And we lost a couple of running backs in the JV game last night to some injuries, so it'll be a tight squad as North Valley tries that onside kick, and the Tigers will take over at about the 37, I think is where they will mark that.
Yeah, it was a squib kick more than an onside kick. So Ripon's wearing black. They're both black and orange colors, and those pewter pants that Ripon used to have are being donned by North Fond du Lac.
So Garrett Jennings will come out. Number 11 is the quarterback, the senior.
Spring football, the first of 7 games we'll be bringing you.
And there's a lot of games going on throughout the state tonight. So Jennings turns around and lines up under center. Hans in the backfield. Get the motion there. Handoff goes to Olson, and Olson will get a lot of carries as he takes it down to the Oriole 40-yard line.
Wow, that's a good way to start your season. If that offensive formation looked familiar, it's because it's what they've been running. Really, it was brought in quite a few years ago by the late Gordy Gillespie. It's that double wing slot offense geared on misdirection, and what a way to start that was. And remember, 5 of the starting offensive linemen played last year.
And that's a huge thing when you have good gal. As Olson will get it again, go around the right side, still on his feet, crosses the 35, gets down to about the 34.
Yeah, anytime you get better than 4 yards on first down, you've won the down, because now you can run or pass, and the defense has to play it straight up and be honest about the way they approach it. So good start so far for the young Tigers squad. They're still dressing up about 50, all 4 grades for the home games. But anything on the road, which will be next week or this coming Wednesday at Lamira, then it'll be a select number of Tigers making the away game on the drive over to take on the Lions.
Have temporary timeout there by the officials. Pass by Jennings, first one that's aired out there. Nobody could get to that, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers.
Boy, they were going for it all. Their first 2 plays, very successful on the ground, and then really aired it out on 2nd and 5. So maybe a short 5, in fact, about 4.5. They must feel quite confident that if that was going to fall incomplete, that they come back and get a good crack at getting a first down here.
So it is 3rd down. Ball is on the 35-yard line. Jennings will keep it, working his way. He's going to come up a little short, so it'll bring up 4th and about 2.
Yeah. You know, conversely, talking about between the 4 grades, in the grade that's really light with numbers is that sophomore group of the Tigers, I think, with about 8 players. Everybody else is about 14 players per grade. Is the visitors, you know, they're suiting up at best 24 players. So I don't even think that. I see a lot of guys in civilian attire over there with their jerseys. So they're really thin with numbers, North Fond du Lac. So bear that in mind as this game progresses.
I think you're going to find a lot of that is there's, players that normally play in the fall and focus on a spring sport, and might be seeing some of that. Handoff up the middle, and Han's going to get nothing, so North Fond du Lac will come up with a stop.
Wow. And so things were looking good on the first and second play on the line of scrimmage for the Tigers. Now they're turning it over on downs after an incomplete pass, and then 2 running plays failed to get 4.5 yards.
So now we'll get a chance to see the Tiger defense here.
Yeah, some of those familiar names that we did during the basketball season, Agamite, Schneider, and those types of guys, Sam Yeomans as well.
Good penetration by the Tiger defense for no gain.
Coach Bradley likes to bring it. If you recall last year, a lot of blitzing, put pressure on the opposing offense with blitzes, make them adjust to that.
Heidel was the ball carrier, no gain on that.
Grant Schneider will anchor the middle. Sam Yeomans will be one of those end players.
then the pass rolling out. Pressure put on by the Tigers.
He's open.
Wide open out there. Pickup of about 6 yards, 7 yards?
At least. And that's going to give them a chance at converting a third down. They're going to need about 4 thereabouts. Brand new field, by the way. This would have been inaugurated last fall and didn't happen. So brand new field.
So they give him 7 on that pass over the middle, wide open.
Pretty.
Did a nice job of going out and sitting down right in the zone where no defenders were.
It was a little, we used to call it button hook, but that was just a little hook off the left side. And the quarterback found his target, hit him right in the numbers. Well executed by this North Fond du Lac team.
10 yards on that pass. It gives a first down. First first down of the game. Looking for that little swing out. Just a little bit too much on that. Intended receiver out there was Eschenfelter. All 5'5" of them. So it brings up 2nd and 10.
This is where you want to hold them if you're the home team.
Got to get some pressure. And it's a completion.
Wow. Draves, the quarterback, throws a nice ball. He's a junior, 150 pounds, soaking wet. Throws a nice ball.
17-yard completion there.
So right now they're having their way with the Tiger defense since the first play, offensive play. They're marching right down the field.
1st and 10 ball on the 33. And good pursuit there by the Tigers.
So on the ground, the Ripon defense is holding them in check. And they're going to have to tighten up, shore up, if you will, on the passing game.
They actually have it marked for a loss of 1. Run up the middle and staying home for the Tigers.
Jason Hernandez, number 60, the stop ball carrier is Highlight.
Hernandez on that tackle, number 60. So it'll bring up 3rd down.
Get some pressure on the quarterback. You know he's passing.
And here come the Tigers, and quarterback just, that's intentional grounding. Yep, and here comes the flag.
Yeah. He has to understand the moment. I understand. To say duress would be an understatement, but he has to understand the rules of the game too.
Yep. Wasn't outside the tackles and just dumped it, so.
So loss of down it'll be when you intentionally ground the ball. So that'll just bring up the 4th down with the yardage.
Yep.
Which is big because they were in Ripon territory right around the 34-yard line inside the 34. Now they're back inside their own yard at about 47.
Yep.
So in one fell swoop, field position might be won back by the Tigers, but we'll have to wait and see following the 4th down play. I'll tell you what, the punter is only 7 yards off the line.
Defense.
1 step.
Quick kick there. And that'll take a quick left and go out of bounds at about the 27-yard line for the Tigers.
So it's a one-step drop punt. It's pretty, it worked out pretty good. He does it quickly. That's the only way you can do it if you're going to go back just a little over half of what you normally would do, around 12 yards at this level of high school football is where you snap the ball to punt. And they were at about 7. So yeah, a sense of urgency certainly comes into play for the punter.
Yeah, that was a very quick punt. So Jennings brings the Tigers up to the line. Hahn in the backfield. Olsen on the left wing. This will be a handoff.
Great block. You need to sustain that though. Yeah, he knows it too. Ripon needed to sustain that block on the kick out. If you do that, Cameron Hahn, if he initially made good contact, but if you would have rode that out on that kick out block, he would have got more yards. His defender did a great job of getting off that block and dragging him down from behind. But still, what, 5.5 yards on the first carry.
Again, and Stellmacher was the ball carrier there for the Tigers. So it'll bring up second and a long 5. Stellmacher will get it again as he comes around the end. Stays in bounds, will get the first down. He'll be out somewhere around the 41, 42, depending where they mark him down there.
He's the junior, and then Noah Olson, who's had a lot of success here in the first offensive series for Ripon. He's the sophomore. And once again, if you just are joining us, it's because we lost Nico Hines and Rubio, 2 very quality running backs, to injuries, and we'll have to wait and see what type of situation they're going to have in terms of recovery.
This also gives a couple others a chance to step up and show the coaching staff what they have. Jennings back to pass, going down over the middle, had him open, and didn't keep running his route, and that was Caleb Hopp, number 80, out there.
Incomplete pass brings up second down.
So, yeah, if he had kept going, that ball was right in line. So it brings up second and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line.
You know, Jason Wickstrom was a passing quarterback, so if you see a little bit of passing in the offense, you know, there's a reason for it.
Bringing it back there a little bit.
Double.
Counter. Olson will back to the yard line. Scrimmage there.
Yeah, the reason that didn't work was just too much penetration into the backfield of the Tigers, and it just broke that play up. Well done, well defended. Brings up 3rd and long.
3rd and about 9 there for the Tigers. They're going to give him a yard on that. So the Tigers have their work cut out here for them on 3rd down as we are pushing the 6:30 mark here in the first. Olson will take it around. It's got a gap.
Got it.
It's going to be awfully close. Is it a left or a right foot mark? Let's see.
Well, the good news is he got tackled. He went forward. The ball in his helmet went forward, so he should. Well, they're not going to give it to him. No, they're not going to give it.
They're going to have him about a half a yard short.
Yeah, not even. About a foot at most. Wow. I like this.
And they'll go with that same play again. This time Olson should get it, getting a good positive mark there, but not by much.
What a nice tackle. Slicing in from behind. That was 44 for the North Fond du Lac, and that's Christopher Heidel. He's a 6'2" linebacker. Nice job of almost stuffing them on 4th and short.
So it does bring up the first down. They'll mark the ball just about the 48. Jennings calls out the signals. Hands it to Hahn up the middle. He's got a hole. Puts his head down, drives forward. Gets down to about the 35-yard line.
Ball carrier for the Tigers. It's another Tiger first down.
And a big gain there for
Coach Wickstrom doing a nice job of mixing it up, both with the number of people that have touched the ball and then going inside, bouncing it to the outside. The counter double reverse did not work, but the point is he's showing a lot to the opposing defense now. That gives them a lot to digest and have to consider and think about.
Now they got to play a little more honest. Here's the handoff again up the middle.
Nice.
And a nice tackle there around the legs. Give him 2 yards on that for Hahn.
It's Christopher Heidel again. That 6-footer senior, 2 1/4. Good sized linebacker for this level of football around here, around these here parts, as they say. Grant Schneider would be the counterpart for that, playing the middle inside for the Tigers on defense.
Well, Heidel, if I remember right, is also a running back, so
well, when you
take advantage of his speed.
When you suit these numbers, yeah, everyone's playing 3 different positions.
Olsen kicks out to the right side, gets a dive out there.
I like the idea that Wickstrom is staying with what's working and not just saying, well, let's just run this play for the sake of running it because we haven't done it yet. He's realizing until North Fond du Lac shows a penchant to stop it, let's just keep throwing it in there. Now let's see if they come back to the wide side of the field on 3rd and about 3. See if Ripon's going to use the wide side of the field. I know if I'm the running back, I absolutely love having more real estate to negotiate with.
Especially when you're a water bug like Olsen. This time Jennings will keep it, coming around, gets a nice block out there. Gets the first down and more, and be dragged down from behind by number 5, Grohl.
Jennings' deceptive speed. It did not look he was moving that fast until he got to the corner, and then you can appreciate, because there were players that had the angle, and he was waving bye-bye. So he stepped out earlier than that, but still, 1st and 10 at the 20, just outside the 20.
So pickup of 9 there, and the first down for Jennings.
So there's another player, the quarterback keeper, of distributing the ball, in this case not distributing it.
And up, this time to Stellmacher, a little hesitant going through there, and gets down to about the 15, 16.
And so the other thing we haven't talked about is the opponents we're playing this year. We're playing very, other than Waupun, we're playing, Mayville and North Fond du Lac, St. Mary's Springs, WLA, Lamira. So we're playing schools that are not in our conference.
I got a chance to talk to Coach Bradley about that, and he kind of likes it. It's something a little different. The kids have to focus a little more, and so does the coaching staff as they prepare them. So it'll be 2nd and 6. And
still moving
is on, and they got him down right around the 11-yard line, so a pickup of 5.
Yeah, he's more of the Abrams A1 tank. And then you bring in the quick of guys like Noah Olsen and Stellmacher.
Makes a big difference there, and all Cameron does is run north and south, and very effective at doing that. So it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Scoreless game here. First quarter.
2.5 to go here in that first quarter. And Jennings will keep it himself and get the first down. We'll mark him down at the 6.
At Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics, you can always trust us when it comes to your smile. Full service dental care with the best technologically available for your strong, beautiful, and healthy smile. That's Silver Creek Dentistry.
So it'll be 1st and 10 as the Tigers are on the 11, so they can still get another first down as we are coming down to the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Glad to have you along on Ripon Tiger Sports. Marty Ernzer and myself, Howard Hansen, bringing it to you. Olsen will get that one. Spinning, going, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, who's got the football? Heidel has the football standing at the 18.
Well, they signaled touchdown down there, so that's all that matters.
He must have broke the plane with the ball prior to Heidel coming up with it. That's funny.
Well, Heidel's a big, strong young man. He'd probably just ripped it right out of him. So doing the kicking for the Tigers is Grant Schneider, number 15.
Really surprised to see these low numbers with North Fond du Lac. That's got to take its toll as this game goes on.
And most high snap there put down by Jennings, and it is up and good.
That's what you refer to as a nice live foot. Well done.
Well, we got the chance to watch him do some kicking last year, and I was very impressed with what he did.
Drive with confidence all season long. Get ready for your next road trip adventure with Goodyear tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon. Cliffs Tire and Battery.
73 yards for the Tigers on that scoring drive.
And Olsen, Noah must have it in his contract that made it with his agent and head coach Mark Bradley. Coach, I only run to my right. So I prefer my left arm for a stiff arm, and so that's kind of the way I'm going to do it, Coach, evidently.
The earth leans and spins that direction, so that's the way he wants to go.
That's the way they've been taking him, Wickstrom, and it works. It works. Our only road game next week, I mentioned earlier, will be in Lamira. And that'll be a more traditional 7:30 start, I believe. And Bruce Link will be, and myself will be doing that game for the only road game in this truncated season of just 7 games. And I think you told me, Howard, that this is going to be, by the time you're in this last week of football, you will have started your first week of baseball practice.
We have a game.
Practices.
We've got, the way it's set up,
yeah.
We've got a doubleheader on a Tuesday so they can play on a Friday. So
okay.
A lot of cooperation by the coaching staffs here for all teams to be able to
make it happen.
Field teams in that.
Yeah. I'm sure the kids enjoy it.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Well, another overlap is the boys soccer and the girls soccer will overlap for 2 weeks. So here we go, kicked off deep.
Good kick. A lot of air.
Take at the 13 and drop there, but good recovery. And we get the flag out here by the 40-yard line. So we'll have to see what that's about. I got to throw it twice to get there.
Yep, it's first game for the officials as well. Must have a rotator issue with that right arm.
Didn't get much on that, so we'll kind of see what it is here.
Webster's Marketplace is proud to be your locally owned and operated grocery store since 1987, with an in-store bakery, full production deli, fresh meat department with an in-store smokehouse. We look forward to serving you. Webster's Marketplace, Highway 23 West in Ripon.
So the penalty is a holding penalty as they marked that one back.
Yep.
And they'll take it all the way back to the 16-yard line, and that's where the Orioles will start, 1st and 10. The official gives the sign to get it going. Dropping back, look for that quick pass, sitting out here.
Oh, I give him a lot.
Too much, give him too much room out there. It was Olsen as Aschenfelter makes that catch.
Hey, truth be told, I had it in my head, even though I wrote everything, all the games we're doing, Howard. I got the time on the calendar. Well, I had it in my head that it was a 7:30 game tonight. And only because Keith Cram called me.
And Crambo told you that?
Otherwise, I would have been at a fish fry at Langford's at kickoff time.
It's not a bad deal. Another screen pass out that way.
Nice job, 74. Whoa,
that's a big loss.
Oh, Quentin Steffens, the junior for the Tigers, on a grizzly bear sort of hug, just took him down to the ground. Way to smother him. Not an easy tackle in space like that either. Well done.
So they'll move the ball back to the 20, a loss of 2 there.
Big 74, Steffens, or is that Stevens? I think it's Steffens.
That is Steffens. Looking, there's that pass going out. And game tackling out there by the Tigers for another loss. That'll be back to the 16.
Yeah, and what made that really, I thought Gannon Stellmacher did a nice job. We've talked about this in past seasons where when he came up to make the tackle, he broke down. He took a little miles per hour off so that he was under control and could wrap. So you don't get the big hit, but you get the tackle.
And that's the huge part there.
More paramount.
So it brings up 4th down here. 4th and 10 for the Orioles. Clock is running down, and
They're going to wait.
Yeah, they're going to want to wait if they can and use the wind in the second quarter. Oh, and they do snap it with 1 second left.
Got a nice live foot.
Stellmacher will go over there, pick it up at about the 42, crosses midfield. Little dance and went the wrong direction, and they'll have him down somewhere around the 48-yard line is where they're going to start that one.
Yeah, you got to run that north-south. You might be quick, but you're not as fast as you are quick. And you saw what that happened. But still, great field position for the Tigers in midfield.
And that's where the first quarter will come to an end with the Tigers leading the Orioles from North Fond du Lac 7-0. Welcome back as we get ready to start the second quarter here at Inglesfield. Tigers leading the Orioles from North Fond du Lac 7-0. Jennings brings the Tigers up to the line. Ball is on the 48. And Stellmacher sidesteps a tackle, gets out, crosses midfield, gets that corner turned, and he'll go out of bounds somewhere around the 41.
Stellmacher did a great job of avoiding that tackle by Omar Masoria for North Fond du Lac. And that's where he got his distance. He was able to turn up field at that point. And so it's working for him. The misdirection's doing very well. The offensive line, the veteran offensive line, seems to be having their way here in the early stages of this game.
Well, remembering back in the 90s when Gordy Gillespie brought this offense, one of the things that made it go well is that offensive line. They had good running backs, as we see here, but those guards have to be pulling and creating those gaps in that. And
well, the first team to win a state trophy was Timmons and Chipman, were the two undersized but quick-footed guards to make your point, and they were really successful. You don't have to pancake anybody in this offense. You just have to occupy them.
Little counter there. Stellmacher coming back around, goes back to the middle, and he's met by big number 71 there, and that's Tatum last.
With the flag on the play. Now that's twice they've run the reverse, and it's met with none or marginal success. And it's the same reason they're getting penetration into the backfield. You're almost better off not saving that until they're biting. You know, everyone's staying home on that, and I get it. He wants to. You know, we always use that term, maybe over too much with the keep them honest. But they're just getting into the backfield, staying there, and then the ball comes right into your lap.
So 10-yard penalty there. The penalty goes from the point of the infraction, so it'll move the ball to the 36. So that's really actually a 5-yard pickup for the Tigers, but then they reset everything.
Not too many penalties so far.
No, we've only had 3. Jennings back, looking. Pass open down the middle. Nice catch out there.
17, who else?
Egamite.
Egamite Sandwich. I remember that song from the 70s. Nice catch. Did a great job of turning to his left and then getting that defender on his backside, screening him away. Nice toss by the first-time senior Jennings at QB.
17-yard pickup there to number 17. Egamite. Bring up 2nd and 2. Motion there. Olson takes it around that right side again, and he's flattened out as he gets up to the 15.
He plays a really nice, Heidel plays a really nice middle linebacker. He's involved on most of the tackles, and that's what a good inside linebacker does.
They read it very well, and he's been in on just about every play for the Orioles. Just under 11 minutes to go here in the second.
The visiting crowd, they got the sunshine on them with marginal wind, so they're more comfortable than the home crowd with less sun.
Up the middle, That's to Hahn, who keeps going, and they're going to say he's down at about the 9-10 yard line. Depends which side of the field you look at.
Yep. Hillside Dental Associates in Ripon has been offering a complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic, and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry. That's Hillside Dental.
So it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Tigers as they are down on the 9-yard line. Stellmacher in motion. Jennings will keep it on a delay, and he'll actually lose a yard.
Yeah, so anyway, shout out to Keith Cram. He got me to the game on time, got me to the ball on time. He must have been a Navy SEAL beret, a Green Beret or something. He got my 6. So thank you, sir. I know he's watching, certainly listening.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 5. Ball sitting on the 10 for the Tigers. There's that handoff again.
There you go.
Olsen pick up a couple there.
Does a nice job of protecting the ball. We got a good view of that.
They'll mark him down at about the 6. Pick up a 4.
So comes your decision making on 4th and goal at, what is it, the 2 or 4th, and you can get the first down.
Ball is on the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
They need
2.
roughly about a yard and a half, 2 yards to be safe for that first.
Big play. I don't see the punt team going out, Howard.
Not when you're that
I
deep.
think, see how they do it.
Jennings up under center.
They're going to go right up
There's
the
the
middle.
motion. They give it right to Olsen right away, and he's going to be brought down, and he's going to be short.
I'm surprised he didn't cut that up inside. I think if he could, when he sees himself on film, he's going to realize he tried to bounce it to the outside, and he could have got the first just cutting it up inside.
So with
Well,
that,
you learn.
be a changeover in downs.
So it's an opportunity now. You turn around defensively if you're Ripon and say, let's keep them bottled up. 8 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the half. Ripon is up 7-0 on the Orioles from North Fond du Lac here at Ingalls Field. Howard Hansen, Marty Ernster bringing you the live action.
So the Orioles will start on the 8-yard line. Low snap, and that was just a quick dump it off as he was about to be hit by 2 Tigers blitzing in there.
Yeah. 74, nice job. He had that nice pancake tackle we saw earlier late in the first quarter. And now puts pressure. Ripon defense figured out, hey, if we're going to do a better job on the passing game, maybe we'll just put more pressure on the quarterback and not worry about our secondary getting beat.
Up and over the middle there.
Well, that was the inside linebacker, Grant Schneider, hitting the inside linebacker / running back, Heidel.
So he'll pick up 5 on that.
The two Grizzly Bears.
So Tigers looking to step up. Here comes a blitz.
Yeah.
Nice job of picking that up. Wide open over the middle.
Boy.
Defender never turned around.
Well, that's because he was trying to catch up. They got beat on that fly pattern. Well executed. You know, there's a mindset sometimes with defenders. You have to. It's kind of like, well, I'm on defense, so I'm not going to try to catch this. Yeah, honest to gosh, you see it a lot, and somebody has to explain to them, you have just as much right to that ball when it's in the air as anybody.
22-yard completion there for the Orioles and a first down. Another one floating out there. And an incomplete pass out there.
Hey, explain to me why we have a Ripon player with a white helmet.
Because we don't have a helmet big enough for him, so the college is loaning him a helmet.
Okay. Hey, I'm a big fan of his already. He needs to hang out with me and the Cram brothers. Yeah. We all got the big noggins.
There you go. Second down. Tigers looking to blitz.
Inside
and they
and out.
meet you at Heidel in the backfield.
So is that like a lease program, do you know, Howard?
Well, no, Coach Ernst is sitting down there. I'm sure he's
going to make sure that it's
keeping an eye on that helmet.
Okay, yeah, budgets are tight.
So a loss of 3. So here we go, 3rd down and 13. There's the pressure again, and nice job, hands up, and knocking that one down for the Tigers was number 72 getting the paw there,
Mr.
Sam Yeomans.
He was very aggressive last year. Last year was really Sam's coming out year. And now we see what he's capable of doing. He's got a really good twitch coming off the edge like that, and you just saw what can happen. Relentless pressure applied by the defense, that front 7 for the Tigers. They're coming from everywhere.
Stillmacher back for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's about a 7.5-yard drop. It's just a 1 step though, so you spend a lot of time working on it.
And they're looking to pass it. Oh, nope.
Oh, okay. Sort of the Australian almost approach. Look at that.
Good roll.
Outstanding. That was a heck of a kick.
And it'll turn around. The Tigers will take over at the...
That was about a 35-yard kick in the air. That's impressive.
Yep, great job there for the Orioles to get out of that. I thought he was going to go out there and pass a little bit the way he was holding that.
And it didn't make sense, realizing how many yards they needed for that first. So Tigers will take over with just a little over 6.5 minutes till halftime. They're leading 7-0. They got to march 70 yards to come away with points.
Their last drive, they got down to the 4, and it stalled. They have the only score in the game. That was in the first quarter.
And for people that are listening on the radio, everyone's wearing masks if you're up here in the booth and if you're in the stands.
Handoff up the middle to Hahn. Still on his feet, getting to the 40, across the 40, falling down.
Good enough for a first down. The Abrams tank is showing that he can keep those legs going with a couple spin moves too. Good lean. I like the way all the running backs are really protecting the ball. Olsen and Cameron Hahn in particular come to mind.
Pick up a 14 there for Hahn and a first down. Turn around and everybody's set. And are we getting a timeout being called by North Fond du Lac with 6:09 to go here in the first half. Tigers leading the Orioles 7-0.
The Ripon Area School District celebrates its students, staff, parents for rising to the challenges of the school year. We are so proud of all of you and your continued efforts to keep each another safe, for working with us to provide as many opportunities for our students as possible during this unprecedented time. Thank you to our Ripon community for your continued support of your school district. Together, Ripon roars. Go, Tigers.
Drive with confidence all season long. Get ready for your next road trip adventure with Goodyear Tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon. Webster's Express is a convenient way to get the grocery items you need without leaving your car or even your house. Order online at webstersmarketplace.com for contactless pickup and full service delivery. That's webstersmarketplace.com.
So with 6:09 remaining, Ripon with the ball. Just coming off that first down after Cameron Hahn rambled, if you will, for a first down to start that series. So it'll be 1st and 10. The officials are holding up play here momentarily.
Making sure everybody's set.
What do you think, Olsen? Let's find out.
He's in the motion. The Hahn back up the middle. Give it to the tank and let him go. And he bowls his way down again.
Back to back, first downs. He does a nice job of giving the crown of his helmet and high knees and elbows, and that's what you're faced with defensively when you come to take him on. Nice. It's a nice mix of thunder and lightning.
11-yard pickup there for Hahn. And another first down for the Tigers.
Beautiful sunny afternoon. Kickoff time was right around 4:30. That's a first for me, except for a playoff game.
And wondering why, there's more football to come here. As Stelmacher gets outside, and he's brought down after a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, he did a little hesitation move, thinking he could still outrun that would-be tackler, and he couldn't.
Like I say, sometimes it's best just to turn it upfield and
get what you can.
Get what you can, yeah.
He's more of, I described him earlier in my impressions, he's more of a quick than fast running back. So where that's really going to be accentuated is not so much on a play like that as more north-south, where you can use that quickness to slip and slide against tacklers.
Jennings back to pass, throws this one, and that's picked off.
Oh, yeah.
And by number 61 for the Orioles.
Yeah, that's a classic example of a inexperienced quarterback of predetermined in your mind, I'm going to throw this ball.
Yep.
And he was covered by about, looked like 3 white jerseys.
So Calodera picks off that ball for the Orioles.
That linebacker. Give credit to the defense for nice coverage. Now, if Ripon wants to maintain the momentum into the locker room with the lead, it'll be paramount that they hold him here. Really, I think their first offensive series for the Orioles was their success through the air, where they were able to move the ball offensively. Hasn't come in easier chunks since then offensively for them.
No, they've had a 3-and-out, a 5-and-out.
Ripon doing a great job of really putting pressure on the opposing quarterback.
Going deep,
Nice
airing it
ball.
out.
Nice ball.
And incomplete on the pass, but boy, that was pretty close to.
He throws a nice ball. That's Wyatt Draves. He's just a 150-pound junior.
Well, he's got a nice tall receiver out there. That does make a big difference.
Well, you got to get it to him, though. I'm just commenting how he just has a nice release, throws a decent ball.
Quick handoff to Heidel, and he's met at the 40 by a slew of Tiger tacklers there.
Yeah, I'd love to be down there on this huddle just about now. Huddle with Heidel and just hear what he has to say about that play. I think he was probably hoping the quarterback would hang on to that ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were hanging on to it.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
He's probably looking over to the coach. Coach, let's not run that one again, okay?
Yeah, they kind of got that one figured out here.
Got to take care of business up front for any type of offensive play. And that's what happens. Ripon defense really coming on strong.
Twins left, twins right for the Orioles, and they come out of the backfield to Heidel, and a nice tackle out there trying to get that
Who else? Grant Schneider.
Schneider, yeah.
That's the big senior linebacker versus the big senior linebacker running back. Nice open field tackle. Heidel never got a chance after the catch to turn up field, square his shoulder pads, and go as we get a timeout called by Ripon.
39, ball's on to 39, 1-yard loss on that play.
Yeah, honest to gosh, I would have been late I wouldn't even made it for the game. I would have showed up when the game was over. It's for 7. Yeah, I would have got here at 6:30. So
you'd been ready for the next game.
Yeah. So I probably would have been in my pajamas. 4:30 games. What are you doing, man? Now that I'm, what do you call that? Ably retired.
How's that going?
Gainfully,
obviously pretty good because you were
gainfully retired. You know you're getting old when you walk outside to get the mail. You don't care if you're in your pajamas. I am now that guy.
You were pretty relaxed out there. So at Silver Creek Dentistry and Orthodontics, you can always trust us when it comes to your smile. Full-service dental care with the best technology available for your strong, beautiful, and healthy smile. That's Silver Creek Dentistry. As we're getting ready, okay, we'll do one more there. Drive with confidence all season long. Get ready for your next road trip adventure with Goodyear tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street in Ripon.
Just under 4 minutes remaining here. 4th down. Definitely brings up punting with the ball inside the 40-yard line of North Fond du Lac as the punter makes sure they have a full complement of 11 players, and he's ready to
see what he's going to do on this. That's a really high floating snap. If the Tigers could get in there, and that kind of forced it to go straight up.
Yeah, his toe, when you can tell by the flight of the ball, when the ball is going backwards, that means it came off your toe. And great news. And I think you're right. If he's going to be 7.5 yards off the line of scrimmage to punt, and you float one like that, I think there was a lot of energy, a sense of urgency going through the body of the punter. Especially if you've been seeing the way that this defense has been blitzing and getting home on the quarterback. And if not sacking him, certainly getting him to throw the ball without success.
Tigers will take over at the Oriole 45 here.
They'll have
Hahn up the middle and turns it. Good job of getting in there for the tackle, number 71.
Less than a yard gain.
Last with that tackle for the Orioles. They'll give him 1 on that. So Jennings gets the play from Coach Mark Bradley. And
clock is ticking below 3.5 minutes. Ripon wants to add to this 7-0 lead. It's a new turf field. Remember, it was supposed to be christened, but because of the virus last fall, that did not happen.
First game on it was yesterday with a JV game. Back to pass.
Look out.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
Great diagnosis. It seems like if you look at the double reverse of the counter and you look at a slow developing play like this, the slower the developing play, the more effective the North Fond du Lac defense has been. It seems the more simple and the more efficient, the quicker type of plays, Ripon's had more success with, whether it be through the air or on the ground.
So they're going to move the ball to the 47 of the Tigers.
Going the wrong way.
7-yard loss on that play.
Big time play for North Fond du Lac.
So it brings up 3rd and 17.
And Ripon not hurrying their offense whatsoever. Down to just a little over 2 minutes remaining in the half.
Give it to Hahn up the middle. He's got a little bit of a crack. Crosses midfield, puts the stiff arm down. He'll go out of bounds around the 40, they're going to say the 44-yard line.
Clock is still ticking. He didn't make it out.
So it'll bring up 4th down.
So I'm not quite sure I understand the strategy here. Because they were taking their time on 1st and 2nd and 3rd downs, Ripon.
Well, I think they're going to try to leave North Fond du Lac with as little.
Well, I understand.
Left.
I understand now, right? I mean, now that it's 4th and long, but prior to that, when it wasn't, I'm kind of surprised they took their time coming out of the huddles.
They'll wait until they see the counting going and then get ready to call that timeout. And here the counting starts. And time will be called at 1 minute and 11 seconds to go here in the first half as the Tigers lead the Orioles 7-0.
So they had about 11 players, Ripon, coming back this year that had played last year, and there's both running backs right in front of us right now. That would be down on the bench. That's number 5, Nico Hines, and number 43, Jose Rubio, a senior. Both are seniors, and both those guys are quality running backs.
Well, Hines has that very deceptive speed.
Not even deceptive. He's just flat out fast. If you watched him in track,
yeah,
he's just a fast kid. So that's there's no substitute for speed, and so it's disappointing for them to be seniors and not to be suited up, I'm sure. But they suit up about 50 when they're all healthy, Ripon does, at home.
So Tigers in the punt formation here. Good
Nice,
snap.
Very nice snap.
End over end. He'll take a hop. Picked up on the run there by number 5. Gets in around the right side, and he'll be knocked out of bounds, and we're going to have a penalty out around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think it was around the ball. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't see anything around the tackle.
No.
You're going to call holding against the return team.
Grohl out.
So it's holding
returner.
against North Fond du Lac, and that's the last thing they needed. The good news is for them, there's only exactly 1 minute remaining.
I'm sure we'll get a chance to watch their air attack here. And
You know,
we'll be holding.
And Ripon will have just 1 timeout remaining, I think.
Yes.
So that's too bad. If they had 2,
Could be a little
get them in a
different.
hole. And I saw a live foot on that point after. And it's always fun to watch at this level because the kicking game has never been something that's strong historically for Ripon.
No.
I enjoy watching an occasional good kicker come through the system and get a shot at a field goal.
Biggest field goal in Ripon history was Matt Van Wee when they upset St. Mary Springs here.
Not a big kid. But
No.
a big foot.
He wrestled like about the 125, maybe 130, so, but a strong young man. Here they go, handoff. And Heidel, the carrier there. They'll take him, give him a yard there. 40 seconds left here, and they're
Certainly looks like we'll just run one more play. That'll do it till half here at Ingalls Field in Ripon.
I'm sure they'll be happy to turn around and just go in to halftime down by just 1 touchdown when the Tigers had the ball down to the 6-yard line. So we got Twins left, Twins right. And they're going to give it to Heidel. And he stumbles and gets across to about the 26, so a pickup of 3.
That'll do it.
So that's where the first half will come to an end with the Tigers leading the Orioles from North Fond du Lac 7-0. We'll be back in 10 minutes with first half statistics on Ripon Tiger Sports Network. Welcome back to halftime, where the Ripon Tigers lead the North Fond du Lac Fighting Orioles 7-0. Halftime statistics for the Orioles: they have a total of 85 yards on offense. 73 of those were through the air and 12 on the ground. They have 3 first downs. Penalty-wise, they have 2 penalties for 30 yards. For the Tigers, they have 173 total yards, 10 passing, 163 on the ground. They have 1 penalty for 10 yards. They've got 4 sacks on the quarterback from North Fond du Lac, and they have 7 first downs in that first half. Tigers had a couple of nice drives. Their scoring drive was a 6-yard scamper from the right side at the 149 mark in the first period by by Olsen, and the extra point was good from Schneider. So with that, Marty, give us your thoughts on the first half. I thought the Tigers played fairly well, except for just a couple of little miscues here or there.
Yeah, you got a first-time starting quarterback. I don't care what grade you're in. And that right there is impressive, I think, for what they've been able to do. I think you gave the total yardage by the Tigers, and they just got to finish the deal. They got the 1 interception and then the tackle for no gain on 4th and short. It prevented them from probably coming away with points in another offensive series. So, little mistakes here and there, and otherwise I agree with you, Howard. I think Ripon overall offensively has looked good. I think even more so on defense. They got a taste, Ripon defense did, on the first offensive series by the visiting Orioles, in that they did it through the air. Ripon nullified anything on the ground. So Draves, the quarterback for the junior quarterback, 150-pounder for North Fond du Lac, went through the air and he did a great job. And that's where they got the majority of those 80-plus offensive yards for the first half on that first offensive series. So if you're Ripon defense, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. Coach Bradley decided, you know what, let's run around, pull our ears back, and let's go after this quarterback and make him do something under duress and pressure, and he hasn't been able to deliver yet. And then offensively, just stop making the few mistakes that they did make. And I think for a first game, when you look at the number of penalties, very few, and the ability to run the ball, it was more of the quick scat back of Olsen and Stelmacher in the first quarter, and then we saw a lot more Cameron Hahn, it seemed, towards the end of the first half, more of a physical type of runner, to say the least. So I think Coach Wickstrom's done a nice job of just balance, right?
Exactly.
I mean, sharing the love, sharing the ball on the ground, and then throwing in an occasional pass. Had a really nice one to Kai Agamite, reception on a pass.
17-yard completion on that one.
And so just keep that. I'm really pleased. I look at the kicking. I know, Grant Schneider. You got a live foot there. I think they look pretty good. Ripon hasn't really had to punt. And so, you don't change anything.
No.
If you're North Fond du Lac, you got to find a way to showcase that arm by Draves, because I don't think they're going to get it done on the ground. And remember, these guys are really down on numbers, North Fond du Lac, and that fatigue factor is going to start rearing its ugly head, I suspect, somewhere along towards the end of the third quarter.
Well, I like the way that the Ripon offense kind of set up that second quarter by all those runs, to the outside, to the wings and that stuff, and which allowed North Fond du Lac to kind of slide out there a little more, which opened it up for Cameron Hahn, as you said, in that second quarter.
Yeah, and then Wickstrom counterpunched with Cameron Hahn. A steady diet of Cameron Hahn up inside the tackles.
That was definitely a nice first half for the Tigers, and they lead the Orioles 7-0. And coming up, next game will be next Wednesday. As
we did say Wednesday, didn't we, Howard?
Yeah, you and Bruce travel down to Lamira.
We're going south.
Going to be warmer?
Much. I think they're talking the low 80s, I think, Wednesday, and it'll still be cool here. So, of course, that's not true. But, yeah, that's going to be a 7:30 kickoff, so don't miss it if you can't make the game. And you can listen to us on our sister radio stations. You can watch it live streaming.
YouTube,
you can
Ripon
watch
channel.
And you can watch it on the Ripon channel 987, sometime later on. You got to go to the menu and find out when that's being edited and ready for showing on the Ripon channel 987. So a lot of different ways to observe our extreme high-quality talents.
Well, they turn around and I hear them say that we're the best in the business, but that's usually just us up here in the booth talking to ourselves.
Right, we're the ones saying that. Yes.
But some unique teams coming up that the Tigers will be playing this year. It's not that traditional lineup, Marty.
No. So that'll be at Lamira on Wednesday with Bruce Link and myself this coming Wednesday at 7:30 kickoff. And then we're going to go, we won't be playing that following Friday because of the Wednesday contest. You got to go all the way into next month. That'll be the 9th of April. Back onto the Friday night slate, under the lights, 7:30, Mayville at Ripon. That'll be you and Casey, Howard. And then you guys are going to repeat that same combination of Howard and Casey Hansen.
We get that little brown jug game against Waupun.
Yeah, the following Friday. But we're back to 4:30 again, when the boys from Prison City, Waupun, comes into town and plays at Ingalls Field. That's on the 16th of April. And then Bruce Link and I will take the next two games after that. Remember, this is just a condensed 7-game season, spring season, on the 23rd of April, Friday, 4:30 again, Campbellsport. Cougars, a lot of cats, come in, take on Ripon. And then the 1st of May, now we're going to be into May, varsity football in May. And that'll be a high noon game. St. Mary's Springs, have heard of them in football? And they're going to be coming into Ripon as well for a 12 noon kickoff on Saturday, May 1st. And then you and Casey Hansen are going to finish up the season, right?
The following week.
Yeah, following week on the 7th of May back on Friday, but you got to check your clocks, folks. It's another 4:30 start. So we're going to go from St. Mary's Springs on the 1st of May, and then another Fond du Lac team comes into town. Winnebago Lutheran Academy, WLA, will be taking on our host Tigers on the 7th of May on Friday at 4:30 here at Ingalls Field.
And after the Lamira game, everything is for the rest of the season is here at Ingalls. So if you don't want to stay at home and watch or listen on the radio and that, come on out here. By then the weather will be good, and enjoy some high school football, because Lord knows it's been a year and a half since we've had the opportunity to watch the Tigers.
Yep, they had Friday night under the light, or Thursday. Was it Thursday night under the lights, or was that tonight? Pulaski. I was watching Green
last
Bay
night.
TV. Was it last night?
Last night they played. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not. I'm not hallucinating. Okay, it was last night. Pulaski played last night to get their season going, and so everyone's going through the same thing. Yes, there was a fall season. Teams like Winneconne from our conference did play, and had a pretty good season last year, actually. So it was up to the school districts to see
on what they were going to do,
who was going to do it. And some teams got bit badly. I believe it was Kimberly had a great season, and then after the first or second level playoffs had to bow out with a positive COVID test. And so that's the chance you take as well.
and unfortunately that's the way it is. But at least the young men are playing the game that they love, and get a chance to get out here and enjoy it.
Here we go.
So we're ready to start the second half here. Tigers will be kicking off. That'll be Schneider kicking.
Gets a decent amount of air under it.
Nice
Brings
job.
it in at the 15,
Yep.
huh?
Comes around the right side here, crossing the 30. And we're going to get a hold back at about the 22-yard line.
That'll be at least the third, maybe the fourth holding call against North Fond du Lac.
That's their third penalty.
Two of them on kickoff returns, holds, if that's what stands, Howard.
So we'll see what comes through here.
Well, usually you can tell by who they talk to. Is that illegal? I think he's sort of giving an illegal block in the back. Yep.
Yeah, North Fond du Lac, this is their they had the 20-yard penalty. That was the intentional grounding.
And then the other kickoff return, there was a illegal block or a hold on the kickoff. So two of them have been on special teams, and then just the intentional grounding by Draves early in the contest tonight or this afternoon. So instead of, he fielded that ball at the 15 and got it past the 30.
And they're back to the 15.
Yeah.
There's a handoff right away. And that's not even going to make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Defensive front did that. They made that play. They made the pile. They took the legs out of the offensive line, and the linebackers were just able to come in and just make a nice, easy tackle on the ball carrier. I think that was Heidel, but I'm not sure.
And a loss of 1 on that play. So it'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Good job up front.
Been very impressed with that front line and the linebackers. Rolling out for the pass. And that'll be incomplete. Had to get rid of it quick.
Came off his hand really weird. That ball just didn't look good. Not the kind of pass he's capable of throwing. So they got a problem now. They got 3rd and long deep in their own backyard inside the 15 at about the 14.
Yep.
And they'd, if for anything, get a first down just to get away from their own goalpost.
Yeah, get that shadow of the goalpost away from you. They go back to Twins to the right. Got a little wing out there. Here's the quick pass. Nice job of cutting back across the field.
Wow.
Gets across the 20. Ball's on the ground, and it'll be still loose. Picked up by North Fond du Lac.
What a play.
And that will turn around and be one of the strangest plays we'll see all season, Marty, I'm sure.
Yeah, because it was a double fumble. Ripon was just too slow to react to it. the opportunity. That's one way to get your first down, and right now they'll take it. Here they were just a yard or two away from making them punt, and now it's a 1st and 10. And they're just short of their own 40-yard line.
Yep. Pressure put on by the Tigers. Throw that one up over the middle, and it drops just short of the outstretched arms of the intended receiver.
Yeah. Coach on the other side,
I think he wanted a hold.
He wanted something. He wanted something called against the defense. Didn't get it, but as long as you continue to put pressure on Draves with that front 7, and Coach Bradley and Krentz, they're sending backers, at least one, and oftentimes 2 backers. In fact, now they're going with a 5-man front. And
there's the handoff to Heidel. And they're anticipating trying to run through that blitz. And we're going to get a penalty out here on Stellmacher as he, little unnecessary roughness out there as he grabbed the receiver and just flipped him over his shoulder.
That's not good if you're a Tiger fan.
No, because that
you got to have self-control. You can't do that to your team. He was held for at best a 2-yard gain. I don't even think he got a yard.
Yeah.
And now because of that,
should get 15 out of it.
Oh yeah.
Second penalty for the Tigers.
Look at this.
Is a big one.
It was 2 minutes ago. It looked like they were going to be punting from inside their own 10-yard line, and now it's 1st and 10 for the visitors, down to the 38-yard
line yep.
of Ripon. So they got things going. A bizarre play of fumbling the ball twice after a run, and then the
penalty.
Sportsmanlike penalty.
Here's the throwing it over the middle, open receiver, and incomplete.
Boy, someone's got to just step up and make the interception. It's almost like Ripon waits. That time was the best time that Ripon actually fought for the ball.
They covered well.
Otherwise, it's almost like they're waiting for the receiver to try to catch it and then make the tackle.
Well, 2 Tigers had their hands on that ball, and
if someone would just come across the face mask of the intended receiver, pick 6. But once again, a good toss by the junior quarterback for North Fond du Lac.
So it brings up 2nd and 10. Ball on the 38 for the Orioles.
I don't think anything changes. Ripon continues to put pressure.
Up the middle, handoff to Heidel, and he turns around and it'll pick up. No, he'll lose about 2 yards. So Tigers doing a good job with the running game, stuffing it.
Right, North Fond du Lac has not shown anything here.
So
on
brings
the
up
ground.
3rd and 12, and Tigers anticipate, and they'll give 5 of those back.
Boy, all of a sudden, I don't know what they did in the locker room at halftime, but they got to get their focus back, this defensive unit for the Tigers. This is where leadership comes into play, too. Who's ever the vocal leader on that unit needs to be talking to his teammates.
Trying a different cadence there to get the Tigers to jump. Pass over the middle, wide open, and intercepted. I believe that's Schneider out there. And that's who it was, Grant Schneider with the interception.
Yeah.
And stops the Oriole drive with 9:39 to go here in the 3rd.
Good pressure again being applied, and it was a smart play by the Ripon defender, realizing the quarterback had let go of the ball and didn't want to take a chance of being called for a late hit. He pulled off.
So Garrett Jennings, the quarterback, will...
So it works out like a punt for all intents and purposes. Works out like a punt. Ripon will take over, though.
So we have Hahn in the backfield. Olsen and Stellmacher on the wings for the Tigers. That's Hahn off the right side and takes it over the 20 up to about the 22-yard line for a 6-yard pickup, 7-yard pickup.
So remember, North Fond du Lac's drive started after the penalty and the kickoff to start the second half, started on their own 15.
Tigers started on the
and
15.
now Ripon, that's why I was bringing it up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so Ripon starts their drive on the interception by Schneider on their 15. What does that mean? I have no idea.
15s are wild because number 15 did the interception.
Yeah.
As Hahn runs, still going forward over top of bodies and finally brought down. And they'll mark him down somewhere around the 27, 28. We'll see what they...
The important thing is they got a new set of downs. And I think Coach Wickstrom realizes the physicality of Cameron Hahn and how that is, he's imposing his will on that defense. Keep it going. You want to talk about wearing down a defense, both physically and mentally. When you can't stop, you know, they can say, here we come. Plays on one. It's going to Cameron.
There's the motion. That's trying to cut back. Not there. Gets up to about the 30.
21 took that for the
that
Tigers.
Was Stellmacher. He'll pick up 2 yards.
Hillside Dental Associates in Ripon has been offering complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic, and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry. That is Hillside Dental.
So 8:11 to go here in the third. Tigers 2nd and 8. Ball sitting on the 30-yard line. Jennings barking out signals. Hands it off to Hahn.
Much better
Still
job.
going, and
I tell you, he was stopped for no yards, and he was able to muscle himself for about 2.5 to 3.
they'll put him down at the 34-yard line. So a 4-yard pickup.
So needing about 4 yards. If they want to keep the first down chains moving, big play here for Ripon, I think, in terms of who's going to maintain momentum, or are they going to turn it back over to North Fond du Lac?
Do you bounce Olson to the right side again?
I don't know.
They're going with Stellmacher to the left side. We're going to get a flag. There's got to be a hold there.
Oh, geez. I can't. The referee thought that those two guys that were locking horns, I don't know why he felt compelled to have to throw the flag on that. I just would have said, hey, guys, when you hear the whistle, knock it off. There was nothing cheap about it. They were both engaged. That's it.
Pretty clean block. And
yeah. I don't.
And sometimes
it's almost like the official's looking at him like he's angry. Like it's like you're the dad with your 2 sons. Knock it off.
Yeah. So they are going to call the hold on the Tigers.
The first flag, and then unsportsmanlike they're calling. I don't know why they're calling it that unsportsmanlike on the North Fond du Lac player. But if you're Ripon, you'll take it because they're offsetting.
You're going to get a replay here of that 3rd down.
So that 3rd down never happened, folks. Get it out of your memory. Forget it. Make it disappear.
Got some whiteout so I can do it on my paperwork.
I never quite got that, like in a courtroom, too, right? In the courtroom. Okay, jury, you never heard what that person just said.
Yeah,
right. Okay, forget that.
It's okay. It'll bring up, we're going to say 3rd and 5 here for the Tigers. As Marty said, they get that redo.
You don't get a lot of those in life.
No.
Take advantage of it if you're a football fan for Ripon Tigers.
And they're going to run the same thing there.
I don't know.
I would have gone the other side to Olson. He'd been doing well going to that right side in the first half. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I tell you, we haven't seen the ball going to number 3 much lately, have we?
Ooh, that's Olson. That's why I thought he should.
Yeah, I don't understand why Olson's not getting involved. I mean, he started this party for the Tigers to start the game. Ripon received the ball to start the contest and looked really good.
And that's going to be down as it hit a Tiger.
Yeah, and it was a good thing, actually, by 33 for the Tigers because it was going to bounce back the wrong way if you're a Tiger. So
it'll be
good news.
At the 41.
That was Roman Mueller.
So he got in the way but did a good job.
Sophomore down the ball. Yeah, you can do that if you're the punting team. You don't want to be having that bouncing off your body if you're the receiving team, for obvious reasons. So they'll take over just about their own 41-yard line. Good field position to start.
Coming around and nowhere to go. As the black swarm gets in there and takes them down.
Nice tag team. And then Alex Button got to finish up, the senior outside linebacker. Didn't see who got there first, but he put the brakes on the running back. And then Button sat there and said, oh, boy, I get to tee off.
So a loss of 6 on that. It's always nice when you get the first guy there and he sets him up because the second guy comes in licking his chops.
Oh, yeah, you're on vacation.
Passing near.
Oh, there's a boy.
Oh, yeah, I saw the same thing you did.
Did you see what I saw?
You betcha.
I saw a receiver and a defender both engaged before the ball had arrived. I was fully expecting to see some yellow laundry.
Yep.
Didn't happen. So they must have felt that it was mutual contact.
Yep.
So it goes as incomplete, 3rd and long.
Bring 3rd and 15 for the Orioles.
Yep. Coming off of that 6-yard loss prior to.
A lot of pressure put in, and that's just get rid of it and save my life.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get a flag.
This is the same official. No, it's not. It's a different official. Yep. That was the side judge that called the unsportsmanlike earlier.
Ashenfelter was saying something to the official.
Well, he might. Well, let's see what they're calling here. Intentional grounding again. Yeah.
He wasn't outside the tackles when he did that. But I thought there was a receiver pretty close.
I thought he was. Boy. Yeah,
see, and that's what I think Ashenfelter was saying from North Fond du Lac. He goes, I was in the area.
That call really surprised me.
So that's moving it back.
Jeez. Game's really gotten sloppy this 3rd quarter. A lot of penalties to make up for the very few that were called in the first half.
So it'll bring up 4th. And that's going straight up and coming straight down. If you're black, you get the heck out of the way. It'll be touched at the 41.
Wow. Ripon's going to have great field position with the ball. They're going to be right around where North Fond du Lac started off with the ball when they started.
You are so observant, it's going to be right on the same spot. Right on the 41.
Yeah. That's of North Fond du Lac's 41.
Right.
So this is what you call a potential E-ride at Disney World for the Ripon offense right here. I mean,
for you younger folks, an E-ride, you used to have tickets.
Yeah.
You know, they don't do that anymore.
And those were the more popular rides at Disney.
Hahn with a nice run as he goes across and runs through a defender there.
Yeah, you know who that was? That was Heidel. That's no easy task at 225 pounds and a good athlete. Now, I was of the opinion, because of the lack of numbers on this Oriole program, that fatigue is going to start to show. And we'll find out.
Yep.
You can tell from up here. One of them is, if you look at the front defensive linemen, look who's got their hands on their hips.
Yeah. Here's Hahn back up. Nice little hurdle there as he gets over the defender. Hurdles another one. Gets across the 15 and down to the 14-yard line for Cameron Hahn on a 19-yard run and a first down.
And the first thing you do, of course, when you see a long, successful offensive play for your
look
team,
for flags.
You look for flags. You knew where I was going.
Oh, I know.
So whether it's a Packer game, a Badger game,
or a Tiger game.
Yeah.
And you really don't want any laundry here at the home of Speed Queen Washers and Dryers.
No.
Olsen around that right side. Nice little scamper.
Yeah, I think Olsen comes out of the gate really quick.
Yeah.
I think he's the quickest of the backs that I've seen with the ball here this afternoon. And I was kind of surprised in the last offensive series that he didn't get involved with the pigskin. But he got that opportunity there and did a good job.
Well, he's got such a quick first step.
That's a prerequisite for a good running back.
So it will be 2nd and 4 for the Tigers.
Because if you don't, now you're a fullback.
Here they give it to Hahn. He busts it, and he goes all the way in for the 6-yard touchdown. Cameron Hahn.
Yeah, I don't know who wants to hit him with that lean.
Yeah.
Boy, did he smell turf? And the attempted tackler is hobbling off. And looking at the physique of that player, I think that's Heidel. I can't see his number yet, but he's got a hitch in his get-along, walking gingerly over to the sideline.
Kind of looks that way, doesn't it?
I think that is Heidel. If he turns around, if he squares up to the sideline, we'll look for 44. Nice live foot. That is
Schneider.
That is Heidel. So Cameron Hahn took Heidel, did Heidel credit. He took a valiant effort. But when he got a full steam going for that end zone.
When he squares his shoulders, you know it's coming.
Yeah, I like the crown of the helmet with those high knees and pads. He does a very nice job, as they say, running low and behind those pads. Nice combination of running today by the Tigers. They've now doubled their output on the scoreboard, 14-0.
Well, they got that 3-headed monster and 41-yard scoring drive for the Tigers there. Finished off with that 8-yard scamper by Cameron Hahn.
4:32
for the touchdown.
Remaining in the third quarter here on a Friday afternoon.
With the sun out like this, it doesn't even feel like a Friday, does it?
In Inglesfield. No, I've been all messed up since the holidays, and then just when I start to figure that out.
They changed the clock on you.
Then it's daylight savings time.
So Schneider with a nice kick.
Yeah.
That's going deep and into the end zone. That will not be returned.
Well done.
Like I say, it's good to see that live foot there for the Tigers.
The Ripon Area School District celebrates its students, staff, and parents for rising to the challenges of the school year. We are so proud of all of you and your continued efforts to keep each other safe and for working with us to provide us with many opportunities for our students as possible during this unprecedented time. Thank you to our Ripon community for your continued support of your school district. Together, Ripon roars. Go Tigers, as North Fond du Lac will now get another opportunity offensively.
They will start on the 20-yard line.
See if they can turn their fortune.
Their third possession here in the third. That was tipped, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, that's something you don't do, Howard. I've heard from many people about
tipping.
Yes.
Ha ha ha. It's sometimes frowned upon, I guess.
Oh, I had to pick on you there. It was just too, you know.
It was set up there. Exactly. Yeah. So 2nd and 10. Another quick outlet pass and a little too high there.
It's just hard to play the game offensively when you have continued relentless pressure in your face and you become a one-dimensional team. You have not been able to do anything on the ground. Therefore, you're passing, and everybody knows it on the other side of the ball, the defense for the Tigers. And so they're just sending countless rushers every time. So it behooves this offense, the head coaching staff, on 3rd and long to come up with an alternative type of play to make Ripon play for their over-aggressiveness.
Well, they only have 12 yards rushing in this ball game, and
and
like you said, it's made them one-dimensional.
Yeah, they had to abandon that midway through the first quarter, late first quarter, I guess. And now they're just like that, 3 and out. And this is going to go from bad to worse for the visiting Orioles. Now, you call them the Fighting Orioles.
That's what they're called, the Fighting Orioles.
Okay, well,
and the reason I know that is my brother-in-law went to school there.
Okay, I'm just putting jelly and orange slices out in our backyard at Barlow Park. I still haven't gotten an Oriole, though some neighbors have, but I didn't know they fight.
Well, supposedly. Oh, and that's off the side of the foot.
Yeah, and he got another 5 yards.
Out to midfield, it should be called, somewhere around there.
Should be right on the 50.
Nope, he's pointing at the 49.
as the official with a full beard spots it.
So they will mark it down at the 49-yard line. That's where the Tigers will start of the Orioles.
The Fighting Orioles.
As we have 4:10 to go here in the third. Tigers leading 14-0.
And I think right now it's going to get really tough for this defense to hold up for the visitors.
Hand off to Hahn up the middle. And yeah, he kind of stopped there. He thought he was going to get popped. That's kind of surprised me.
It surprised me a lot. And when he sees himself on film, I think Cameron's going to go, what did I do that for? Hey, I didn't call you the Abrams A1 tank for nothing. You can't be all of a sudden become a pop gun. Let's go.
That's right. Run through him, run over him.
Yeah.
4-yard pickup there for Hahn.
You know, I'm not throwing the ball here, but, but I'll tell you what I am doing. I'm giving that ball to number 3 for the Tigers going off to the right.
Yeah, and they're coming back with Stellmacher. And
on that short side of the field.
And North Fond du Lac has done a nice job of shutting that side down as we get a flag out there.
Yeah, yeah. Stellmacher has struggled.
He's coming to that short side. There's no room.
Short side, yeah. Boy, I did not like it when I was a running back and the coach would call it to the short side. I'm going like, what did I do? Did I say something about you that you heard me say, or did I steal one of your French fries, Coach?
There's no room. North Fond du Lac's going to decline it. Coach over there is signaling decline it.
Yeah. Shout out to Ruben Bev Yankee.
Now he says move him back.
I know they're watching. And then I got to say the queen of Fenton Street, Sharon Miller, I got to say something. Otherwise, no more Fritos and free orange soda. I mean, have you seen what the price of orange soda is? So I got to say that. And if I say Sharon's name, I got to say one of her sisters, Linda Revels, because then I don't get any baked goods from her. There's a double. There's my guy.
There's Olsen kicking it out to the right side. He's down to the 40, 30, 20. 10, he's going to waltz all in, and there is no laundry on the field. And what a run there. A 56-yard touchdown run for Olsen.
You know,
and he just turned those Jets on once he got that corner, Marty.
Yeah, Jason Wickstrom was just he was just telling a story, and he got to the next chapter of that story, setting him up with physicality of Cameron. And then number 21 bringing him in, working on the left side, that short side that we were just talking about. And then all of a sudden, after Stellmacher, let's go wide with a pair of fresh legs? My goodness, Olsen. Nice. You know, I don't know what Grant Schneider's thoughts are, but I don't know what, I don't follow kicking. I'm more about punting, but kicking. But he certainly, if he would want to pursue that, I would think there's an opportunity maybe for a guy like that.
It's quite a live leg, like you said.
And I think he'd have to improve on his kickoffs, but certainly he looks like he's certainly capable of kicking a 40-yard field goal.
Well, hopefully we get the opportunity to see that this year. Be nice to see a long one there.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of 40, that's where the ball will be placed.
Drive with confidence all season long. Get ready for your next road trip adventure with Goodyear Tires from Cliffs Tire and Battery, West Fond du Lac Street, Ripon. And Schneider is ready to kick off here. Puts his foot into another one. This one will not be returned, will it? Oh, it stays in the field of play. It didn't go all the way. Nice job of picking it up there, getting out to the 15, crosses the 15, maybe out to about the 19-yard line. And that's where the Orioles will start.
This is where you can't go 3 and out again. Easier said for me up here in the booth at the 50-yard line than it is for that offense for North Fond du Lac that's got to be running a little ragged right now against that, shall we say, hard hit and get defense for the Tigers this afternoon. They've done a nice job of, relentless pressure throughout the game, and it's just hard to compete when you can't run the ball at this level of high school football.
So it'll be first down here. We got Twins top side, Twins bottom, and they hand it off. And
that 72 did a nice job of closing down on that play and making the play, it looked like.
Be a loss of a yard there.
I think that was Sam Yeomans.
Yep, Sam Yeomans, 72.
Trombones in the big parade.
What did we lose, 4?
Yep.
Must have stopped off for ice cream. So here we go, 2nd and 11. There's that quick swing pass out and looking upfield before he had the ball.
Yeah, that would have been an opportunity because there was a good stock block being provided by 32 out on the flat for North Fond du Lac. I thought that Ethan Sadoff was in really good position to help his teammate out. But that's what happens. I mean, you're under pressure the entire game when you're back there to throw the ball, and then all of a sudden, even though you had the ability to really be accurate, that one fell short.
Mentally throws you off, yeah.
Yeah.
Tigers looking to blitz again. This one's handed off up the middle. Plenty of room out there. Oh. And getting across the
Heidel
25 up to about the 28.
It certainly looked like that play had a lot more potential than what it ended up being. That was a big opportunity, and that's the kind of play I was talking about. When you're bringing everybody on blitzing, if you can get that initial, get past the initial wave with the ball on the ground, there's usually just a lot of daylight, a lot of green grass in front of you.
So it'll bring up 4th and 2.
They're going to go for it. But that offensive line for Ripon on that last touchdown run by Olsen, give them credit, that veteran line. Mark Bradley felt really good about coming into this season, knowing if I'm going to only have 11 guys with experience, half of them are going to be in my O-line.
Schultz comes back in position for the punt. He's going to keep it, and he's going to go down.
Yeah. Yeah. You've heard me, those that have followed our broadcast through the years have talked about that was a trick play out of desperation, and trick plays have to be run when you least suspect of doing a trick play. And North Fond du Lac was in desperation for that trick play. Got a player for North Fond du Lac, little hurt. It looks like he'll be walking off the field. Upper arm.
Like you said, they don't have a lot of bodies over there, and fatigue is starting to set in. And
it's more than starting, right? I mean, I think we saw that about 2 series ago. And
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not sure if that was Lombardi that said that. Fatigue makes cowards of us all.
I like that. Speaking of, Hahn going to the outside for a change, and he steps out of bounds.
He's a combination. You know, in the 60s, it was Jimmy Taylor that did all the hard work between the 20s, and Golden Boy Paul Horning took it in the red zone and did came away with the 6. Well, he's getting to do both. He did some dirty work earlier in the game in midfield, but now in their last 2 out of 3 offensive possessions, Cameron's had a chance to take it in.
And they give it to him again up the middle, spins around, and will waltz into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Cameron Hahn on a 13-yard run.
One of the fundamentals I've talked about, it's about the 3rd time, I really like the way whoever the running back coach is really got these guys securing the ball. And I hope I didn't hex them by saying that, but I really like the emphasis of protecting the ball and valuing the football and not putting it on the ground.
So Schneider out there for the extra point attempt.
And
that one went through.
That did go through, huh? That was a, boy, that looked like Evel Knievel trying to jump the Grand Canyon or something. I don't know what that was.
It didn't look pretty, did it?
No. But sometimes you don't win the trophy for the beauty pageant, right? You just win it for effectiveness.
Exactly. So with 1:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter, the Tigers are leading the Orioles. the fightless Orioles, actually, to be honest, today.
Yeah.
28-0.
Now, you're going to have Ripon Tigers. You know, nobody should be surprised when the headlines read tomorrow, Tiger mauls bird. But
I like that.
But now the Tiger goes into the lion den this coming Wednesday, and it'll be a cat fight.
Cat scratch fever.
Yep.
So Schneider will kick off again.
It's always good to start your season off with what would be apparently a win for the host team.
This one's a little bit shorter, taken at the 10-yard line. Across the 20, up, gets a kick off to the left side, still has it. And it'll be brought down at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, good job by the return man. It's number 1 for North Fond du Lac.
He's a wide receiver.
He's been the guy that's been doing this all afternoon.
Yep.
Aschenfelter. Sean, he's 5'5", just 145 pounds. But if you're 5'5", that means you're pretty thick. He is a senior, and he has a lot of giddy up when he gets the ball.
Pressure put back in on by the Tigers, and here's the sack.
Sam Yeomans.
He's licking his chops, puts those ears back, and just flies.
Yep. Nothing like being a senior playing football your senior year.
In the spring.
And, yeah, I guess we can't talk about the autumn of it. But, yeah, you know, it's for a lot of these guys, most of them, it's going to be their last hurrah in a sport that, unless you've played it, you can't appreciate the camaraderie that football builds amongst your teammates.
So a loss of 10 on that sack. Another high snap. And
there's that play again, like, hey, why don't you hang on to that, QB?
So another loss there.
Yeah. So it was a heck of a job by Draves to one hand catch over the high snap, and then it was a draw play. And the problem is a draw play is not going to work when you've not been able to establish anything on the ground. So therefore, you're not going to respect the ground game. So when we saw about 5 black jerseys, you'd say?
Yeah, it
coming all to the same point, that being where the quarterback is. It couldn't have been a very pretty view from the perspective of the running back.
Well, third quarter does come to an end as the shadows are starting to stretch a little bit here on Ingalls Field. The Tigers leading the Orioles 28-0. Webster's Marketplace is proud to sponsor high school sports. Visit us today for fresh produce, meat cut in the store, and a deli and bakery that are always cooking up meals, side dishes, and sweet treats for you to enjoy. Webster's Marketplace, Highway 23 in Ripon.
Hillside Dental Associates in Ripon has been offering a complete range of premium dental care for over 35 years, including preventative hygiene, cosmetic, and restorative procedures, along with Invisalign and sedation dentistry. That's Hillside Dental, and there's a reason why they call it Hillside Dental.
Exactly.
It's up there on that hill on Oshkosh Street, folks. I know you know where it is. That's Hillside Dental.
Well, speaking of dental, Silver Creek, dentistry and orthodontics. You can always trust us when it comes to your smile. Full-service dental care with the best technology available for your strong, beautiful, and healthy smile. That's Silver Creek Dentistry.
Between those two dentistries, no wonder I see all these wonderful smiles and white enamel around town.
Well, you know, and what better business to promote during football, because you got to wear a mouth guard.
Yeah, good point. Here we go.
There's a pass over the middle. Nice job getting it out there. Plenty of room, missed tackles.
Wow. That was pretty impressive, realizing how far they had to go.
They get that out to the Tiger down.
Between the sacks and the tackles for losses, still brings up 4th and about 5. Look for them to go for it once this player is tended to. He's shook up.
Oh, he's holding his knee when he first came up.
So we'll just wait and see what's the deal there. Ripon Area School District celebrates its students, staff, and parents for rising to the challenges of the school year. We are so proud of all of you and your continued efforts to keep each and other safe and for working with us to provide us many opportunities for our students as possible during this unprecedented time. Thank you to our Ripon community for your continued support of your school district. Together, Ripon roars, go Tigers.
Well, Stellmacher was the injured player, but he came off on his own power and probably just fatigued.
Don't say that if you're a fighting Oriole. Right?
Exactly. Fatigue.
That's going to be their middle name on that bus ride home.
So
Poor
here we go,
guys.
punting situation as it's 4th and 6. Nope, they're going to the air. And should have been through the hands of 2 Tigers.
Well,
and
it went off the right hand of 41 and then off the face mask of 26. So 41, that would have been Ivan Williams.
And Meeker, number 26, probably had a good vision of that ball, just couldn't get the hands to go down. But
Yeah, well, I'm sure he had a really good vision.
so the Tigers will take over on the incomplete pass there. Be 1st and 10 on the Oriole 37 is where they'll have it marked.
In the home stretch of this contest, Ripon looking to improve on that 28-0 lead.
Stellmacher, fake to him, going over the middle. Jennings can't get it to Schneider.
Schneider.
Had 2 receivers down in that area. And
Yeah, there's an example. I mean, both of them got behind the coverage, so they were open. But remember, I'm impressed for a guy. I don't care what grade you're in, but you come out and play varsity football for the first time, and I think he's handled himself really well.
well, Garrett hasn't played since, Pee Wee football. And
So for all intents and purposes, he hasn't played football.
right, exactly. But he's a heck of an infielder. And Stellmacher, nowhere to go there.
No, they took a page right out of Ripon defense with 4 jerseys, white jerseys in the backfield of the Tigers. Nowhere to go if you're the running back.
So a loss of 7. Ball will be on the 44-yard line as it's 3rd down.
Can't say enough about the offensive line here for the Tigers in the second half in particular.
Done a good job. There's Olsen. Hand it off to Hahn. Hahn runs over 1, and he'll pick up a little bit of that as he gets down to the 39.
Really a smart tackle. You meet Cameron Hahn up high,
You're done.
and it's not going to end well for you. And this guy decided, you know what? Mama didn't raise no fool.
I'm going low.
I'm taking this guy down low.
Well, and the best part of that is if you don't get the tackle, at least you're low to the ground. You don't have far to fall.
Doesn't hurt as much.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with that statement. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
All right.
A couple times in my experience, the bigger they are, the more it hurt.
Right. Noah Olsen back to punt here for the Tigers.
Haven't seen too many punts by Ripon.
Little end over end there. It'll take a Tiger bounce. Get down there to stop that. And it'll
Look at
be down at about the 4-yard line.
that. Worked out really well. Wasn't pretty, but it was very effective. Nice job. Below 10 minutes remaining, 28-0 Ripon Tigers left in the game, under 10 minutes. Howard Hansen, Marty Ernster bringing it to you. Whether you're watching live streaming or you're watching one of our AM/FM radio stations, Howard, or whether you're going to be watching it later on delayed the Ripon Channel 987.
Radio would be 93.1 FM and 1600 AM WRPN. So North Fond du Lac taking over at the 4. Give it to Heidel, and boy,
No.
they're gonna mark him at the 1. They will not call that.
Yeah. Now, if I'm defense, man, now I'm talking to my buddies. I'm going, guys, who's getting the safety here?
This is where you got to watch out. For the passing,
Yep.
because we're going
But-
Twins left, Twins right.
You got to go for it. You got to go for that quarterback. This is where you probably want to do a quick out if you're going to go through the air. Otherwise, I'm giving it to Heidel, or I'm keeping it.
There's that quick out. Missed tackle out there.
Yeah.
And they get a little bit of breathing room as they get it out to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of breathing room, considering where they were on that play.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Now, if I'm North Fond du Lac, they're going to run Twins to the left.
They've been running Twins left, Twins
and
right.
Right. I tell you, I'm going to give them on the short side. I'm going to go the down out down here. I'm going to suck him in for the out, and if he can get a little bit of time, Draves the QB,
Yep.
catch him on a fly.
There's a nice crossing pattern there. 2 missed tackles by the Tigers, and the Orioles got something rolling here.
That was just a quick slant in, and he was wide open. 72. I think that's, or is it 30? I can't see his number. 22.
Yep.
They
He
got
also
those.
does the-
They
he
got
does the punting.
those weird numbers. You know, I remember when the Badger basketball team had those numbers 15 years ago. University of Miami, those guys, they have those types of numbers.
At least you can read them here.
And this is bad news.
That's
'cause
Schneider.
This is your kicker, your big inside linebacker, and he's being assisted off the field with what appears to be a bad wheel. Hopefully, it's a type of ankle sprain that he can recover from early for Wednesday's contest.
A minor contusion, we'll say. So they wind the clock back up here as we're approaching the 8-minute mark in the ball game. Tigers leading 28-0. Orioles got a little roll going to them now. There's that comeback
Boy.
pattern.
I tell you, there's going to be a lot to talk about in the fourth quarter with regards to the Ripon defense and these guys putting their heads down when they're coming up to make a tackle, and they're turning out to be Olays.
Yeah.
You got to understand what's going on, and it is the first game because it's not going to get any easier with Lamira on Wednesday.
Yeah, short week.
Yeah, so they're going to have to work on that. Keep your head up, that face mask up.
Going deep over the middle, coming back to the ball.
Got it.
He hung on to it. Nice job out there by number 22 once again.
He bobbled it and then was able to cradle it. Ripon, they're going to have to really look at the secondary technique coverage, what they're doing here.
21-yard pass play there for the Orioles.
Or should I say what they're not doing. Here's the blitz up the middle.
Just a soft zone out there.
Nice job.
Picking up 5 there.
And those are the two guys that almost had the interception a series ago. And that's 41 and 26 again. That's Meeker. And then 41, that's Ivan Williams. They both made that tackle, high and low. Yeomans takes a break over on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's been gunning all game. He could probably use one. All day. Ball's up in the air, and it's caught. And in for the touchdown is number 5 for the Orioles, Grohl.
That's the play I was talking about. I would have done the down, out, down back when they were desperate, but it worked on that slant in instead. But they came back to that deep pattern. Well executed. Good pitch, good catch. Well deserved.
Yep.
Ripon secondary will have to work on some stuff here on this shortened week before Wednesday. So an impressive drive by the Fighting Orioles.
Oh, they didn't give up, at least, so we can say they're still fighting.
And looks like the two-point conversion
And
is
they're
good on a nice pass to Heidel. I believe it was. I can't see his number.
Running like it is.
Big guy, whoever caught it. So they got 8 points, 28-8, 6.5 minutes remaining. A little more than that. in the game.
So you turn around and get on the board.
Now, if you're North Fond du Lac, this is where you don't have the ability to say, well, you know, they're not looking for a trick play from us but everybody knows that it's 6.5 minutes, and certainly if they attempt something tricky here on the kickoff, don't be surprised, because the enemy is the clock now, not so much the Tigers.
99-yard scoring drive there by the Orioles.
Yeah,
and
I think they started on the 6, didn't they? And then on that first play, got knocked down to the 1.
They
I got that right or no?
Actually turned around and started on the 4.
Okay, it was the 4,
lost
not the
3.
6. Okay,
and then
so I was off 2 yards.
Went through the air the rest of the way.
Yeah,
good job there.
Quick slant, and then some quick outs, and then the deep fly.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. He had plenty of time with Yeomans being out of the lineup for the Tigers. There wasn't much pressure being put on, and it was taken advantage of.
Yeah, it was a nice job by the offensive coaching staff for Ripon to appreciate early on in the game, not waiting to realize that, you know what, they can't run on us. Let's put pressure on this capable quarterback from North Fond du Lac.
And we're going to get
and it worked out for Ripon.
Timeout here by the Orioles.
Throughout the game. Worked out really well.
Well, this is the first game of a doubleheader here at Ingalls Field today. Game 2 being played after this one will be St. Mary Springs Ledgers against the Omro Foxes. So there's still plenty of time. If you want to watch more football, come on down to Ingalls.
Maybe my biggest disappointment about this is that there's no concession stand open. I mean, to me, outdoors football, I got to have something.
A brat.
Something.
The way it always. Well, you're going out for fish anyway, so you really wouldn't want to spoil your appetite.
Oh, I'm a competitor.
Is that a plug for Nathan's hot dog?
I'm wearing that T-shirt right now. Honest to gosh.
Really?
Not Nathan's, but the one from Our Betters in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
They're called Our Betters. Been around 60 years. It's funny. The original founder is from Boston. He's a huge sports fan. So when you wanted to get a refill for soda, you can pay for it, or just declare to everybody and shout out, "I love Larry Bird," and then you get a free refill.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Larry's showing a lot of love.
That's a hoot.
Here's the onside.
Oh,
nice hands.
Well, there's your good infielder. I'd be talking to 52 if I was you, Alex Button. He kicked it on the button, and Button
grabbed it. Yeah.
Nice job. I don't need no stinking catcher's mask or catcher's mitt.
All right,
nice job.
Just use my hands. So the Tigers will take over on their own 49.
Good job by the senior.
6:34 to go here. And Jennings still at quarterback.
Boy, that's can keep it on the ground.
No, it isn't. Yeah. And they go up the middle again to Hahn. Lowers the shoulder and gets across the 40.
That's not bad. 8 yards after initial contact in the legs. That's nice balance from the big guy.
They'll give him credit for an 11-yard pickup there. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 39.
Yeah, this is gut check time when a lot of these guys are going both ways. You know it. For North Fond du Lac.
This is where the Tigers got to say, hey, we got to get that one back. That shouldn't have happened. Hahn punches it outside to the left. He's crossed the 30, down to 25. Goes out of bounds close to the 20. They'll say he's out at the 19. And a 20-yard pickup for Cameron Hahn.
Well, he certainly has caught the fever. It's going to be some nice rushing stats, certainly for Olsen and Hahn for sure.
Well, Hahn will come out, and coming in his place is Roman Mueller, the sophomore. Stelmacher in motion. Takes it off the
Okay.
left side. He'll get across the 15 down to the 14. Pick up a 5.
Nice job by the junior, Gannon Stelmacher. He's played throughout the entire game. Wickstrom likes to go left with him.
Isn't it weird?
But-
Olsen's to the
well,
right,
and-
Stelmacher's to the left.
You know, and it's really, you know, it's primarily because of the system. If you're
Yep.
going to be the right wing or the left wing, you're normally going to be going the
The
other
opposite way, yep.
the way that the offense is set on being run.
And Hahn just runs everywhere. And he's
Yeah.
back in the game. This time he gets a nice block out there. That's Olsen going to the end zone, and he's in for the touchdown.
Boy, did he get a nice block on the kick out.
14.
Boy, I'll tell you. And if you, I'll tell you, number 44, we've said his name all day, Christopher Heidel, took exception to that block, but I didn't see anything wrong with it. You and I both saw it. And 77 did a nice job. Garrett Brisky, the senior lineman, nice kick-out block, and Olsen owes him a root beer.
At the least. That one's wide to the left. So no good on the extra point.
And it's good to see Schneider back out there. So
That's the main thing.
Yeah, I think it was his ankle. He just kind of walked it off, so that's good. We're below 6 minutes. It seems like we were at 6 a minute ago. We played a lot of football in the last 60 seconds.
Yeah. Well, the Tigers had 3 plays, scored a touchdown.
That clock's not moving. I'm a man on a mission here.
That fish will keep.
Okay.
49-yard scoring drive there by the Tigers.
I don't know. I've seen some people in this area how much fish they can eat.
Where are you going?
I'm not sure yet. I know Langford's is opening tonight
I went out
to start
to
the season.
Center House last Friday, had an awesome lemon-based baked haddock.
Oh,
Very impressed with that.
I know that dish.
Really good.
Their baked haddock is outstanding.
Yeah. First time I've tried that. I normally have the Cajun, but I thought, oh, what the heck, let's try something different.
Right, and they do a black.
Great choice.
The Cajun, the blackened, right?
Yes.
Right.
So here we go. 5:42 left in the ball game. Tigers leading 34-8.
I'm definitely hungry. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Glad I could help you
5:42.
out, pal.
Here we go. Kickoff.
Schneider, not quite as
That's
much into
cool.
that one, but that'll be picked up at the 16. Missed tackles down there, still kicking it wide. Still on his feet. That's some beautiful running down there.
It was, and he used his blocker really nice.
So the Orioles will take over on the 26-yard line.
34-8. 5.5 left.
Just think, we're going to get to call 2 football seasons here in 1 year.
Huh.
Probably never happen again.
Do we get anything for that?
Well, no, but we'll still be informed by the time the second season comes around.
Okay.
So we won't have to go through that preseason workup again. A little bit of a blitz, a nice run up the middle. Oh, good juke move there. Still on his feet, he's got that corner, working it down, crossing the 40, 30, turning on the
He's
burners.
gone.
No, he got caught
Down to the 15.
down at the 15-yard line.
Nice job.
And a nice job there by,
Boy, you talk
is that
about
Draves?
you talk about maintaining gap responsibility over on the defensive left side of the ball,
That was Grohl, excuse me.
and then from there it was just a great running back instincts of Duncan and Diven there. Great job, great acceleration.
55-yard run. And they're going to mark it down at the 10. There's that little stutter step. And he'll take it down to about the 13, I think they're going to mark it. That they do.
Ripon, of course, playing a good amount of non-starters right now, if not completely non-starters.
Excuse me, down on the 8-yard line. Only gave him 2 on that. Second and 3. There you go.
I tell you what, you wear orange shoes, you better do something good. Because everybody knows where you're at. In fact, there's a couple players out there for the Tiger defense. And, of course, one of the players for the Fighting Orioles has been flashing his orange shoes all afternoon.
Well, Caden Pure on that tackle for the Tigers.
Look at that.
Nice little pass over the middle. Had a little time to do it. And the Orioles score again. An 11-yard touchdown pass. .346 to go here in the 4th.
This game really slowed up midway through the 4th, and now we're going to get illegal motion moving back 5.
Well, we're getting a little more passing, so that kind of
I'm just saying,
will slow her down.
It just really got slow in these last 6.5 minutes. Well, I don't know what's taking so long. Here's the deal. The defensive man for Ripon moved first, but if he didn't break the plane of the line of scrimmage and the offensive man moved, then it's, see, they're going to call it against Ripon.
Yep.
Well, then he did break the plane because it's not the same rules it is in the NFL.
No. So it moves them up about 1.5 yards. And they're number 37 on the far
Really?
side there, turned around and moved.
Really, guys?
So let's move it back. False start is the call.
Let's see if we can run it now. They always say that the 4th time is the charm.
Looking to pass again, rolling out, wide open. And the 2-point conversion is good.
Got to thank our crew working here today. You know, Cole Gregney. I have to remember it's Gregney. And Howard, of course, is working right next to me. And then your son, Casey's been doing some good work down on the sidelines. I can see him right now. He's getting her done. Our executive, 50-yard cameraman, executive producer, of course, is Riley Eisnagel. And then the guy back at the shop normally, is Jason back there?
Jason's on the board back at the radio station.
Yeah, the AKA Mr. Smalls, the bigster. And what is this board? I never quite knew what that means. Were you talking like a 4x8 sheet of plywood?
With a bunch of little sliding switches and that stuff.
Or the kind,
buttons.
that you climb up, the little practice mountain climbing. So I'm going to have to go out there and find out just what's going on.
You'll be
there.
impressed.
Okay. Athletic Director Bill Kinzinger is so gracious every time that I talk with him before athletic events, and makes our job a lot easier and certainly more enjoyable.
And hey, we're going to come away with a victory on this brand new turf here at Ingalls Field. So what a way to break it in, huh?
Yeah. Tiger win. Start the season that way. Started on the new exterior carpeting. And then you'll be hearing from us. It'll be me and Bruce Link coming up Wednesday, 7:30 kickoff at Lemira. And that's a balk.
He hit it. Didn't go 10 yards. What's the call here?
Yeah, you know what? It should be a penalty.
It should be right a penalty, or it should be down right there because that's where the ball stopped.
Yeah, it's a penalty. I was wondering what's taking so long with the flag.
They were looking at each other.
It's a penalty. It's got to go 10 yards. He made contact with the ball. I'm surprised about 8 of his teammates didn't sprain their ankles trying to stop.
Oh,
You know, you should get credit for doing that. You know how difficult that must be to barely touch it like that and be going that speed? That's got to be worth something.
Coach Bradley says, push him back.
But the game, the penalties here in the second half just really slowed this game up.
Yeah, both teams have kind of made some mistakes here, and
We just had a couple penalties just trying to get an extra point.
yeah.
Now we got the penalty here, and I think some of that is fatigue.
No, that's the right call. The ball was kicked, it stopped, and that's where it's dead. That's where they should take over. I was wondering, it's a kickoff.
I've seen some things today in this game that I haven't seen before. Fumble the ball twice in your favor offensively and pick
get
it up.
20-some yards out of it. Yeah. Handoff up the middle to Hahn. Crosses the 30, takes it down to the 25. He was down.
That's not Hahn, it's 33.
Oh, okay, then. Used to that play shooting through there.
Roman Mueller, the sophomore. And good burst coming out of his stance for the 10th grader.
Now's a good time to get some of these.
He was down, so that therefore it wasn't ruled a fumble. But use that as a lesson. Protect that ball all the way through the play.
See who else we have in here. Any new numbers?
Oh, most of them. We certainly on defensively was a whole new fleet.
Yep. There's that handoff again to Roman.
Yeah, Roman didn't like the grab around the neck.
Right.
And there was that's not a foul. It wasn't grabbing of the shoulder pads, so the typical horse collar call you see. But if you don't like that, I think one thing he needs to do is run lower for one. He's running straight
pretty
up.
high, yeah.
Yeah, and when you do that, you're more susceptible to coughing the ball up as well as taking more of a beating physically from the tackler.
Adam Sion, number 2, the freshman, is in there at the near wing.
In the background, you see the Omro players getting ready to take the field.
Stelmacher picking his way through, nice and easy, and tiptoes down the line for the touchdown.
Well done by the junior.
He just did, like you said, just took his time, waited for the blocks and the bodies to move, and took it down. That's his first touchdown of the night.
So Omro coming over here to take advantage of the turf to play some of their games over here this spring.
That one, foot's put into it and good by Schneider. Gets the extra point, makes it 41-16 with 2:21 to go here in the ball game. Want to turn around and ask everybody you enjoyed this. Tune in next Wednesday as Marty and Bruce Link will be calling the game down at Lemira as the Tigers will take on
we'll see
the Lions down there.
We'll see who comes with us on the camera crew. Chris Jones left. He was here. He took off, left Mr. Gregney all by himself. And then Riley Eisnagel working the camera here. And then your son, Casey Hansen, like I said earlier.
Down on the sideline.
Is the roving cameraman.
Getting those steps in. It's aerobics. It turned out to be a very nice day after that rain blew through this morning. And
yeah. All I know is I'm going to have to walk down there to the press box and get the camera, or get the clock guy and get his finger off the button and
let the clock run.
Let this clock go.
Let my clock go.
So Schneider with the kickoff here puts his foot into that one. That'll be returned at about the 11-yard line. Gets up across the 20 to the 25, cuts back, looking to go outside, and he initiates the contact. Like to see that by a returner, as the Orioles will take over at the 28-yard line. And 2:14 on the clock. Now we're starting to see a lot of different numbers out there for the Tigers. And it looks like the same starting offense out there for the Orioles.
Well, yeah, there's pure numbers.
Yep. And a nice job of tying that one up. And that was Noah Hansen, the sophomore. Good job there by him. For a loss of 2.
Yeah, it was a good tackle.
Clock continues to run here. Same formation as it's been all game for North Fond du Lac. Twins left, Twins right. There's that handoff. Kicking it outside again. 3 missed tackles and finally brought down at the 40. And
he's run hard all afternoon. Both number 2 and number 1. Number 2's done a great job for North Fond du Lac. Matthew Gramacki, he's a junior, another 150-pounder.
And then Groyle.
He's run really hard.
Or Grohl, another one, number 5. Excellent job by both of those guys.
Yeah, number 5 has had a few catches too.
I don't want it. You take it.
I was just Ripon's a little confused on who's supposed to be out there. You make these mass wholesale changes on personnel, and that's why 30 was thinking he was supposed to be off the field for the Tigers. But in fact, Caden Pear, they said, no, you stay out there. As soon as he turned around to go back out there, they snapped the ball.
And turn around and a loss of 6 on that one. And we're down to a half a minute here. North Fond du Lac probably going to be content just to let this run out.
I don't know. I'd say run a play. These are non-starters, or you know what I mean? It's like, hey, we came to play football.
And they will get one more off here. Going deep. Wide open.
He's got it.
Still on his feet fighting.
Oh, my goodness.
And brought down with 4 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, they got a chance to score. I love it. Absolutely love it.
No giving up here.
Well, I mean, you come to play football.
Be a 52-yard pass.
Let's see if they can. The last play of the game, which would appear to be able to get a timeout. Oh, that's the end.
That's it, because the clock started up right away. It was not out of bounds once they reset.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, North Fond du Lac didn't understand that. They
should have called a timeout.
They didn't think. They thought, but they were just going to, be able to snap the ball. Too bad.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was an opportunity to punch another one in there. But the Tigers initiate the new turf at Ingalls Field with getting a victory 41-16 over the Orioles from North Fond du Lac. And what a great game, Marty, huh?
Hey, you're the home team. You are getting your first game of the spring season, and you come away with a win. So that was your number 1 goal. You succeeded in achieving that, and now you, in a short week, this Wednesday, down to Lemira, 7:30 kickoff. I'll be there with Bruce Link, and we'll bring it to you.
Sounds good. Well, like I say, a great game. Glad we got a chance to bring it to you on Ripon Tiger Sports Network. For Marty Ernzer, I'm Howard Hansen, wishing you all a good evening.